Hello everyone, my name is Wang, and I come from Sichuan University in China. My presentation title is Calculation and Analysis of the Internal Rate of Return of Patient Individual Account in Chinese government and institutions. I will present my work in the following sections. Firstly, I will introduce my research background. Secondly, I will show model construction and parameter assumption. Thirdly, I will introduce calculation results and analysis. Then I will show sensitivity analysis. Finally, we make our conclusion. So I will introduce my research background first. In 2015, China established an endowment insurance system for employees of government and institutions. So far, China has 3 types of pension systems: for government and institutions employees, for urban employed workers, and for urban and rural residents. In this reform, employees of government and institutions began to need to pay pension premiums individually, and many workers are concerned about how much benefits they can get after paying individual premiums. In order to understand the real rate of return of patient individual contributions in government and institutions, this paper will calculate the internal rate of return, IRR, which considers the time value and the present value of lifetime income. The IRR of patient refers to the rate of return when the total present value of future patient payments is equal to the total present value of endowment insurance contributions. The higher the IRR, the higher the income of patient for employees. As we all know, pension is a project with a long return period on investment. So selecting the IRR index to calculate can better reflect the real rate of return of the pension system. It should be noted that the personal pension accounts of government and institutions include basic pension personal accounts and occupational annuity personal accounts. Then I will show model construction and parameter assumption. First, let's look at model construction. The IRR refers to the discount rate at which the total present value of capital inflows is equal to the total present value of capital inflows, and the net present value is equal to 0. Therefore, its calculation formula is as follows. Based on the above formula and according to relevant policy documents, the actuarial model for the IRR of individual accounts and occupational annuity accounts is constructed as follows. Next, we make some assumption about the relevant parameters. It's assumed that the wage growth rate is equal to the GDP growth rate. According to the reform decision, the number of months corresponding to the retirement age of 55 to 65 is shown in Table 1. We assume that the actual average contribution wage equal to 1, and we assume that the risk-free interest rate equals 2.42%. By introducing the above parameter settings into formulas, it can be obtained the IRR of the basic pension personal accounts and the occupational annuity personal accounts of employees in government and institutions aged from 55 to 65, as shown in Table 5. We can see from the Table 5. First, the IRR of basic patient personal account and occupational annuity personal account is directly proportional to retirement age and increases with the increase of retirement age. Second, the IRR of the personal account of the basic patient after considering the adjustment factors is slightly higher than the IRR without consideration. Third, the IRR of occupational annuity personal accounts is much higher than that of basic patient personal accounts. So the formula of IRR, it can be said that the factors that affect the IRR include not only retirement age, but also nominal interest rate, patient adjustment coefficient, and personal remaining life. Therefore, in order to explore the sensitivity of changes in different influencing factors to the IRR, we select the nominal interest rate, patient adjustment coefficient, and the personal remaining life as variables to calculate the IRR and the sensitivity coefficient. In order to investigate the influence of the change of personal account nominal interest rate on the IRR, it's assumed that the values of nominal interest rates are 1% to 10% respectively. As can be seen from Table 7, the sensitivity coefficients of the IRR of different basic patient personal account interest rates are all greater than 0, which means that the IRR is positively correlated with the basic patient personal account interest rate. By analyzing the IRR formula, we can see that the adjustment coefficients of patient will directly affect the IRR of patient. So we assume the volume range of patient adjustment coefficients 1% to 9% respectively, and other conditions are unchanged. It can be seen from Table 9 that under different patient adjustment coefficients, the sensitivity coefficients of the IRR of different accounts of basic patient are all SAF greater than 0, and which means that the IRR is positively correlated with patient adjustment coefficients. The difference of individuals' remaining life leads to the difference of patient income. According to the reform decision, the balance of basic patient individual accounts can be inherited if the insured person dies. This means that the individual account funds of basic patient will not be lost within the corresponding months of individual retirement age. Therefore, we only calculate the IRR corresponding to different personal remaining life after the patient balance of basic patient individual accounts is completed. And taking the retirement age of 60 years old as an example, the corresponding number of months is 139. So we assume the values of remaining life are 11.58, 40, 60, 80, and so on, respectively. And we substitute the above parameter settings into Formula 8, and other conditions unchanged. The IRR and the sensitivity coefficient of the basic patient personal account can be obtained considering the different personal remaining lives under the basic adjustment factors, as shown in Table 10. In Table 10, The sensitivity coefficients of the IRR of the basic patient personal accounts under different personal remaining life are all SAF greater than 0, and which means that the IRR is positively related to the individual's remaining life. Finally, we make a conclusion about the above work. First, the IRR of individual accounts is positively correlated with retirement age. Second, after considering the basic patient adjustment factors, the IRR of personal accounts is increased by about 2% compared with that without consideration. Third, the IRR of occupational annuity personal account is about 3 to 4 times than that of basic patient personal account. Fourth, the IRR is significantly affected by the nominal interest rate of personal accounts. Comparing with the IRR of basic patient personal accounts, the IRR of occupational annuity personal accounts is more affected by the nominal interest rate. Fifth, the IRR of basic patient personal account is positively correlated with the patient adjustment coefficient, but the overall sensitivity coefficient is not high, and the influence is weak. Sixth, there is a positive correlation between the IRR of basic patient personal account and the personal remaining life. With the extension of personal remaining life, the positive effect of personal remaining life on the IRR of basic patient personal accounts gradually weakens. That's all. Thanks for your attention. Thank you.